Hello, this is Mark Hilliard from Beyond 20. Today we're going to be talking about how to constrain a field based on multiple constraints. We're going to go ahead and use incident as our example today. So if you get into a new blueprint, go ahead and what I like to do is just edit the business object itself. And what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be additionally constraining the call source field. And the reason you may want to do this is if you go and you look at the data that currently validates call source, we can take a look at that table data here today. We have walk-in, social media, email, event, phone, and self-service. Now, let's say, for instance, that we do not want techs to be able to choose self-service as a call source. Well, we could add a constraint to this validated field that says you can't choose self-service. However, if we have some automated process running in the background that creates incidents for us and needs to use self-service as its call source, then we're basically limiting ourselves beyond the capacity of the tool. So today what we're going to do is we're going to make it possible for us to continue to have all 6 of these call sources available to the call source field, but what we're going to present to the technician client is a lesser list. And the way we do that is actually we're going to have to add a new field, a new display field essentially. And then we're going to go ahead and use auto-populate to update the call source field from there. So, first thing we need to do again is we need to create a new field. So what I'm going to do is I'll just add a new field here. And we're going to call that field source display. We'll go ahead and give it a reasonable size of 30. We're going to go ahead and validate it pretty much the same way we do call source. So we're going to go find that call source table. And I believe it is called source. And again, the same field we use is the source. And here is where we're actually going to add the additional limiting value. What we're going to say is we do not want source to equal self-service. Now, you could add an additional field to the source table, a flag or a logical or something like that to make it easier to do multiples so you don't have to add additional limiting values here. But for the purpose of this demonstration, I just want to show you how this basically works. So what we're doing is we're saying now that the call source display field can have anything from the source table except self-service as a possible value. Now once we're done with that, we're going to go back up to our call source field. And then we're going to go into validation and auto-population here and auto-populate this when there is a change to the call source display field. We're going to go ahead and just fill it with whatever came out of the source field originally. Now, the next thing we obviously have to do is we're going to have to change the form to deal with this new situation. So instead of using the call source field here, and as you can see, this is still the call source field, I'm going to delete this right off the form. And then I'm going to take the call source display field and add it to the form. Now, of course, we don't want to keep the label. It's not necessary. But now we can just take that, go ahead and get it aligned. And now the next time a technician comes in to select a call source, self-service will not be available, but automated processes will still be able to populate the call source field with the proper data. So if self-service was in fact a valid value, we could still populate it that way, but a technician could not manually enter it. I hope this has been helpful today, and I encourage you to visit our website at www.beyond20.com to ask any additional questions and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Beyond 20 LLC. Thank you very much.